Well, this is a good win for us. I thought that Rockwez really started off the game providing us with a lot of energy, and he was really good. You know, the one thing you don't know about is when you finally look at stats, and there's sometimes like perception versus reality. We started off the game getting 11 or 12 stops, and that's what we wanted to focus on, is just playing through adversity on the offensive end and continue to play defense. And then we kind of go crazy in the first half because they shoot some threes, they make some threes. But at the end of the day, you look at the stats, they were 6 of 24 from the three-point line, and they only went to the free throw line 8 times. And we've kind of changed some things, what we do defensively, because I was really concerned about people were living in our pain because we were extending our defense. So we kind of backed it up a little bit, did a little bit more Wisconsin and Virginia style, and we wanted to keep people in front of us and make them shoot contested threes and keep them off the free throw line, because I thought we were getting way too many fouls on our front line. And as we continue to play bigger and stronger teams, getting ready for SEC play, I thought that we were going to be in foul trouble on our front line the whole time, and with only 3 guys, we couldn't afford that. And then the next thing I just want to mention is Chicken is just playing phenomenal at this point in time. The numbers he's put up in these past 3 to 4 games, I think he's shooting over 80% from the field, and that's just unheard of for a guard. You know, those are kind of like big man, Will Chamberlain type numbers, and so he's been phenomenal for us. And the thing we got to do now is our guys got to start feeling better about themselves with these wins. You know, it's because we have a close ball game against Southeastern Louisiana. Guys don't feel great about it. And I know we've got some problems as far as on the free throw line, but at the end of the day, I told our guys we're 6-2. You know, we're 6-2, and we made some jumps and strides in our program. You need to start feeling good about yourself. And I said some of the things that we have problems with, they're fixable. And we'll make sure we address those now that we don't have, we're not in session anymore for school. So we'll bring them in twice a day, and the first time we bring them in, we'll just shoot free throws. And then we'll have practice. And the next day, we'll just shoot jump shots. Just jump shot, jump shot, jump shot. No cutting, no moving, just sit there, catch and shoot. Then the next day, we'll bring them for practice. We'll keep alternating that. So this is the time right now, in between semesters, where you can really improve your team, and we'll make sure we take advantage of that. Sorry for such a long opening comment.
You mentioned Craig's field goal percentage is so high right now, but he mentioned he's been getting in the gym, and that's a big reason. But how much do you think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's making a lot better decisions this season, and he's getting in the paint, he's driving in, he's finishing around the rim? How much do you think that has to do with it?
Well, I think it's all coming together for him. One is he's taking account for his own game, so he's coming into the gym more. Last year, he didn't come in the gym as much as he needed to on his own. I think the second thing is that you're right, he's making better decisions once he got the penetration. I thought last year he got the penetration, then he would make a bad decision or a turnover. And I think the other thing is we've changed some things, what we do offensively. And him coming off the ball screen is just a problem for the other team. Like that last possession there, we wanted to twist that ball screen and have him attack going baseline instead of coming to the middle toward the help. And when he goes baseline, he's attacking that guy. It's just a problem for the other team. So I think there's just a lot of things coming together for Chicken, and it has a lot to do with maturity. He's a sophomore now.
Rick Rockwez, what happened to him? Ankle?
No, it's something with his knee, how severe it is, or like how much he'll be out, or what it is, and things like that. I have no idea right at this point in time.
That obviously impacted the game because with him in there, the defense was really effective, and getting up and down the court was really working well.
Yeah, he's our most active front court player. There's no question about that. But it also, you know, puts you in a situation now you only got 2 front court guys, and now you got to use Andre Applewhite as your 4 spot. And luckily, that wasn't a problem for us as much because they're not a big team. But down the line, that could be a problem.
You mentioned on Wednesday that you were going to shuffle the lineup. Did you like the way the lineup played tonight, though?
Yeah, I mean, we started off the game with 11 or 12 stops, and that was my focus. I wanted us to be better on the defensive end, so I was very pleased with the way those guys came out and competed on the defensive end. Obviously, we like to score more and things like that, but I always tell our guys, if you're not scoring and you're stopping the other team, it's a wash. Who cares?
Rick, did you like what you saw out of Fred? I mean, he had to come in early because of Andre's deal, and you got those 11 out of 12 stops. And he said that, you know, I got to stop letting my offense dictate my defense. Did you see that translated on the court? Yeah, to a degree. The one thing he's got to do, he can't turn the ball over. I thought he had some unforced turnovers there. I didn't think this team was the type of team that gets out and pressure you
in the passing lane or pressure you on the ball. And so there's no reason we should have had 9 turnovers in the first half against a team that's not pressuring. So besides the turnovers, I thought he was effective.
You talked about Chicken's shooting percentage, but 31 minutes tonight and no turnovers. What's maybe more impressive for you?
I'll take the scoring right now.
Coach, Andy Burrell out of Memphis, what have you learned from last year to now? And you had so many guys leave and injuries and all these things. How has that helped you? And we lose a guy tonight, and kind of your mentality as a coach. How have you grown and changed since then?
Well, I think the biggest thing is I know my team now. Last year, everything was unknown to me. I never coached any of these guys. A lot of these guys that were coming into the program, I got the job late, so I never seen them play. I saw them play maybe in an open gym, but I never seen them in a competitive situation in a high school game, an AAU game. So I didn't know any of the guys that were returning. I didn't know any of the guys that were coming in. I watched tape, but sometimes, tape doesn't give you the full picture of how a guy is competitively. So I think the biggest difference in this team right now is I actually know the strengths and weaknesses of my team, and I know how to coach the individual guys. I know how to coach my team.
What happened at the 11 or 12 stops? What happened after that that allowed them to get back in the game?
Well, I think a few things. One is Raquez not being in there. I thought that was a huge part of it. But I also thought that we weren't effective on our closeouts. I thought when you say that you're going to guard the three-point line, I thought we guarded the three-point line without hands. And so we got to make sure we're contesting shots. And I thought that too many times they took threes that were uncontested.
Next 2 are at home, and then you go on the road at Las Vegas, and really toughens up, most of the teams on that schedule and the tournament. And just kind of comment on, after a little bit of a layoff, nice to get this win, 2 at home, and then you guys head out west.
Yeah, it's always good to play in your home environment and play in the hump. So we'll play those 2 games. The hard part for us with such a short rotation at times is playing so many ball games in a short amount of time. I don't know the days, I have no idea, but I know we play one day, and then we take a day off, then we play the next day. One thing that hurts you out as far as guys being fatigued, and then the second thing is just the preparation for that team. You only get 1 day prep for Florida Gulf Coast, so that's always a problem. So, in football, it's great. You always got 7 days to get prepared for the next team. And in basketball, you may have 2 days, you may have 1 day, you may have 5 days. So it's a little different in that regard.
There was a possession there. I think we were up, one possession, 2 or 3, and Craig and Gavin finally played the 2-man game and got Gavin an easy bucket. Is that how you kind of like to see the offense flow, especially if the defense kind of kneels toward Craig?
Well, I wanted to put them in a situation and put them in a bind. They were switching the ball screens with our 4, and so and they were going underneath the ball screens. And so what I wanted to do is, we call it a twist. He set 2 ball screens. Craig came off the first time and came off the second one. We put Colin in the corner there, so we knew we'd have an isolation there where either Chicken could turn the corner and go make a play, or that 5-man would have to help a long time. And so that's what happened. The second option is it helped a long time. We were able to post feed right into Gavin.
Did you see Chicken's confidence growing? It's the second half, he seems to really just take it to a different level.
I think one thing that Chicken is trying to do is he's trying to be a team player. And that's all. He cares about winning. That's the one thing that comes through with Chicken's game is he really cares about winning. And I think he cares about his teammates. So he doesn't want to be over-aggressive. But I think, also he had 2 fouls. And I think he had 2 fouls in the first half, and we had to pull him out. So now he's concerned about getting that 3rd foul. And then it gets to the point in time he just goes out and play. Hey, I always say, it was time for it, and Chicken had 3 fouls. And it was 10 minutes left in the game. I asked my staff, we need to bring Chicken back in. They said, well, he's got 3 fouls. I said, what are we saving him for the next game? He's got to be able to play 10 minutes with 2 fouls, so let's play.